Hi everyone, welcome to Mala's Verse. Welcome if you have been here before. Welcome if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. And today's reading is going to be about your true essence. The idea came up as an inspiration after purchasing an old version. I wouldn't say an old version, but probably a closer version of Rider-Waite System tarot deck that I got from Etsy recently. And I was like, wow, this could be used for, channeling that energy of true essence, the originality or the essence of who we are. So that is where the inspiration for this title or theme came up from. Now I have three piles for you to choose from as usual. The first one is strength with the number 11. The second pile is 7 of points. The third pile is 8 of points. So take a few deep breaths with me here, breathing out through your mouth. And letting your awareness guide you to whichever pile you are drawn to. You are more than welcome to choose one or more piles, and I will see you in your reading. Bye-bye. Hi, group one. If you chose the strength card, this is your reading. So we have pulled out all your cards for you. We have these three cards representing what do you know about your true essence. This card here represents what you may deem as a potential and a loophole around it. This one represents what could be a weakness that you consider, but is actually a strength of yours, or there is strength in it. And the black cards here represent what are you not aware of in your true essence, and these two small cards, which is what inspired this reading altogether, this deck that I got. It's from Shamanake, and it is the Italian tarot, and they are handmade decks, so I really like it. But anyway, these two cards here represent what is drawing your attention in your true essence, and this card is a guidance from your higher self. Now, moving into your reading, the part of your true essence that you know of is being represented by Two of Cups, Strength, and 10 of Sticks, which is the 10 of Wands. Now that tells me, guys, you are somebody who dedicates a lot of their time to create meaningful connections. You will withstand a lot of, struggles, a lot of difficult times to make ease or create ease for those around you, especially if it is your partner or if it's someone like a close friend, or this could even be family, I would say. But most of all, there is a reference here about romantic connections, and definitely deep rooted connections for sure. Also a reference of past life, so maybe that is your awareness. The awareness of your soul is around past lives, and they know which connections are past life connected or related. And so there is this strong dedication of caring for them, protecting them, and also carrying the weight of the world so as to and not deliver that message to the person even energetically. Essentially, you don't let people know how much stress or burdens you may be carrying, because you love being in love and you love caring for those you care about, and that is one of your biggest strengths. I do perceive that a part of your true essence is being very patient, and you are aware of it. So these are the cards that are representing what you are aware of. Now, moving on to what is misunderstood. With the potential card and the Himalayan blue poppy, I perceive that you may highly underestimate how intuitive you are, pile one, or your intuitive nudges, because the blue color is actually reminding me of the third eye chakra, which is the sixth chakra, and even the throat chakra. And interestingly enough, we have the yellow, which is solar plexus, the self empowered area, the personal power area, the self confidence area, the doer, the action taker between us, not between, in us, in all of those main chakras. And what I am receiving with that is you may underestimate what you get intuitively, and so you don't take actions on the intuition downloads or even dreams, I would say, that you receive. Some of you may be connected to mountains, you like mountains, you may resonate with Lord Shiva as well, and you may be, as I said, interested in mountaineering, trekking, stuff like that. That's one thing that's coming through. But what you underestimate about this is you think that you are overthinking or you're getting emotionally overwhelmed with information. It's not that. You are actually clearly receiving energetically what is happening around you, regardless of the actions that people take. But the issue there is, file one, do not take actions on the basis of the intuition you are receiving. So that's something to know about, that you are is in your truest essence actually quite aware, very well aware of your surroundings, especially receiving intuitively what is going around. And don't underestimate the messages that come in your dreams as well, is what I am receiving, quite strongly so. Now, what you may think is a potential is actually, something that may have some loopholes. And with the rebirth card, what I am receiving is that you think that you get over things quickly, but there is a probability that you may not. There is a level of forgiveness required, because what this may be creating is, with the purple color and even with the pyramids here, I perceive that you to a certain extent understand that you have to move on, and so you move on, but you're still carrying a lot of residual energy from those experiences, which clouds your crown chakra, which clouds your awareness. And that actually ties up here, because of your fears and doubts in leaving that relationship, that connection, maybe even a job, a career, whatever it may be. You might be guilt tripping yourself, feeling that you are being wrong in making those choices. And even though you physically move on, maybe even emotionally move on, but there's still that remnants. There are remnants of those energies which clouds your awareness. And how I'm connecting there, this card with this one, is that you yourself doubt the awareness that you're receiving, because they, like all of us, have our own inner demons, our own inner shadows, right? So for your shadows, this could be doubts and fears that rise up as to, are you receiving it correctly or not? And that clouding of awareness of yes or no, am I right or not, is happening because there's still remnants of things that have happened in the past, and you really need to let go. The reason I'm talking about it quite prominently here is because it's actually getting repeated in your messages pile one here. Even if we look at these two cards, or which we'll get onto later, but when we look at these two cards here, this is representing what is it that you're not aware of. And we have sexual energy with number 25 and 38, growth. So 2 and 3 seem to be really wow, strong numbers. I was about to say wrong numbers. 2, 3, and 5 seem to be really strong numbers here. March, February, May could be important. 2, 3, or 5 could be your birth date. I mean, either of these numbers could be the birth date of people who've chosen part of their birth date, who have chosen their this pile. Sorry, and the life paths number as well, somewhere around life path, maybe even your personality number too. Anyway, moving on to sexual energy and growth, what I am receiving is that you may not be aware that you actually have, this, please apply it only if it is true for you, but some of you here have really potent sexual energy and sexual healing energy, I would say. What you don't know is how to use this, because I perceive that within your connections, especially romantic connections that you may have had, this might have been either incorrectly or in a not so productive way used by you, or used by somebody you were in a connection with. They might have taken advantage of your healing powers. And with growth, it's like when the right time is to leave something or somebody or a situation, but you don't take the step because of this hesitation you feel in your intuition, in your awareness, like, am I receiving this correctly or not? So you unnecessarily keep yourself stuck in situations where you do not need to be, pile one. So your truest essence actually is aware, but you are not cognitively or like in your conscious or logical mind aware of this. You do know when to cut off a connection, when to cut off of people, when you have to leave a situation. But because of those around you, you cloud your intuition and you don't take that step of growing and creating space for something that's more nourishing at a better time. I would say it's not that the time doesn't arrive or you don't grow, you grow, but you may take longer than is necessary because you cloud your intuition with your own fears by being stuck in relationships or issues from the past. And this is more like, I perceive that this can be resolved with merely practicing, forgiveness. Because, like I said, you are good at moving on, you are good at clearing that energy, but that, residual energy or the debris of that energy that's clouding your crown chakra and receiving your own awareness, you're receiving the right information, but to translate it and to receive it into your cognitive mind, the fears are playing a bigger role, the doubts are playing a bigger role or a significant role in not letting you receive or act upon those things. So practice forgiveness, practice ease in your heart chakra, in your heart space, and that's going to help you move this energy very nicely. And we, even with the sexual energy, the guidebook, when I was reading it, something that really stood out to me was practicing, moving or channeling this energy to your upper chakras, even just setting intentions, and you do not require a partner for this. So learn about this, or even if when you know that energy is there, just set an intention by connecting to your spirit guides to help you move this in a more productive, in a more generative way for you in and your future. So that is going to help you, so that it creates, it's sexual energy is the energy of creation, right? And so letting yourself move that energy in the right direction, especially for your future, for your well-being, and thus spreading or letting that energy permeate into every connection or even your future. Now, looking at what is drawing your attention is what we have already discussed in a way. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords here. So, like I said, you're unnecessarily juggling being in a situation that has ended. I would say you might be seeking some sort of redemption, not for yourself, but um, expect somebody to redeem themselves, but it's not going to work. While one, you are wasting your energy or really exhausting that energy in an unnecessary place. It's just now that you have to redirect it in a place that actually contributes to you, because I do perceive with the King of Pentacles being at the bottom of the deck here, this energy is unnecessarily getting misdirected, I would say. Like, you are in this hangman position, which is right beneath the King of Pentacles. You're stuck, you're not able to move. You might be stuck in your business or work situation because you are trying to receive an apology or something like that, or receive some sort of appraisal or whatever it may be from a place that it's not going to come from. So give yourself the opportunity to move your own true essence, which is so powerful, pile one, in a direction that helps you grow. Be hopeful about the future. Be aware that you have the right awareness, the right, information coming through from your guides, through dreams, through downloads, through meditation, when you're listening to music, whichever way it may be. Know that it is for you and you are receiving it correctly. And simultaneously practicing forgiveness, releasing stuck energy around your heart center, maybe including more green in your life can help you. And even purples, I would say, can help you have more clarity. Include those colors in your life, in your day-to-day life. Maybe eat more purple, or like purple colored food, which could be an eggplant or a brinjal, whichever, or whatever you call it, or a beetroot. And even eating more greens, receive whatever is suitable for your body, the best. But I'm just trying to help you recognize what you can do in day-to-day life to also include more of this refreshing life giving energy into your life, because you have a very powerful life force. Every one of us does, but you need to recognize that your life force is getting emptied out in the incorrect places. Now, your highest self is also literally saying focus, and it's so interesting that we have a heart shaped energy here. So, like I said, there is this heart shaped, not heart shaped, but your heart centered energy, which is so beautiful, and it ties with the Two of Cups. You really want to cater to people, you really want to care for people, but now is the time to care for yourself as well. And not just now, all the time, because if you do not care for yourself, how can you genuinely care for somebody else? And this is not about you know indulging in yourself mindlessly, but giving yourself the grace that you give to others, giving yourself the soft landing that you may give to others, that soft space that you give to others. And within that soft space, enhancing your own inherent skills, which are so powerful, extremely powerful, pile one. Now I'm going to pull one last card from this deck I made as a thought prompt or a journal prompt, which may add to your awareness about your true essence, because it's a powerful one, isn't it? So powerful. We have, you did not give up, you are a warrior. Wow. And set intentions before sleeping, like I said. Don't underestimate what comes in your dreams, and journal, do dream journaling, and it's going to help. And with you did not give up, you're a warrior, it is just reminding me of the fact that with strength, I was getting the energy, you are inherently a guardian, a protector, and you have not given up. You haven't given up on the right people, pile one. If you are making yourself wrong for it, please recognize that. And you did not give up in the worst of situations, especially with 10 of wands and the strength card. I'm sure your patience was tested like no one's business. And you did not give up. You are a warrior, pile one. So that is definitely a part of your true essence. So pile one, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. And do share, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you in future readings. Bye-bye. Pile number two, if you chose the Seven of Points, this is your reading. So these three cards are representing what you do know about your true essence. This card here represents what you may deem as a weakness, but may be a strength as well. With the trust card here, this one, and with the number 40, this one represents what you may see as a potential or a strength, but has some loopholes. And these two cards here, which is the deck that inspired this reading, represent what your true essence is calling your attention towards. And these two cards here represent what you may not be aware of. Now, and the last one here represents an advice coming in from your higher self about your true essence. Now, pile number two, yours seems to be quite an intense energy. So, what you are aware about your true essence, for that, we have 10 of points, 7 of points, Queen of points. All are swords. 10 of swords, 7 of swords, and Queen of swords. So quite an intense energy, pile number two. So what I am receiving with that is, it's very clear. It's a very clear message, and that is, you are somebody who has gone through intense levels of betrayals, too many betrayals, so to speak. And this could be even a remnant energy of your past life as well, is what I'm receiving. So you are not somebody who trusts people easily. You are someone who has a really strong boundary around them, may even have walls up high, and we will see why that is. So at your truest essence, you are somebody who requires peace, who wants peace, who is for peace, but you have been through such, I would say, traumatic experiences, and really experiences that have broken your trust, or experiences of betrayal, treachery, also receiving treason, maybe. That could be metaphorical. Anyway, but clearly you have experienced, a breach of trust multiple times or quite strongly in your lifetime, and so you are very careful about who you share your energy with. Now, that is one part of your true essence that you are aware of. The other thing is, with the cleansing card and the lavender card number 5, I do perceive that you may judge yourself that you are too cold or too judgy, but people around you, actually the ones that are your well wishers, do find your energy cleansing. The ones who receive your truest essence, which is coming from a place of clarity, wanting ease, peace, and trust. When you are operating from that energy, the energy that you actually bring, which you think you are cutting off people, is actually not true. People actually see that, especially your well wishers, they see that as something very calming for them, because you clear up stuff or create ease or clarity before things take turn for the worse. And that is something they really admire about you. You may think that you're coming off as cold, or maybe when you're giving advice and you're clear cut, you're truthful about the advice that you're giving. Maybe you're telling people or sharing advice with people who, about whom to connect with, and maybe there's some connected with somebody who is actually not a trustworthy person, and you will warn them about it way ahead. So at that time, or when the conversation happens, of course the conversation must not have gone down well, or you may feel that they are not receiving it clearly or well. But when they see things play out and they pay heed to your advice, and in some way shape or form they act according to that advice that they receive from you, or the information that they receive from you, they are actually quite thankful, because you clear out the weeds. Now, with the trust card, what I am receiving is that you are, I would say that you are quite defensive pile too. I cannot deny that energy, because it's here, and even at the bottom of the deck we have 7 of sticks, which is 7 of wands, and I get that it's because of the life experiences that you went through. But what you may think is giving you power by setting up boundaries is maybe choking you in a way. Your boundaries are not something that are helping you grow in some way, shape, or form. I'm not talking about all boundaries, but certain boundaries. Maybe you're too restrictive with your time. You are thinking that you are preserving your energy, but in some way, shape, or form, you're not letting yourself experience a lot of softness and kindness that you need to, which is very well explained by these two cards here, the smaller ones, as to what your truer self is asking you to draw your attention towards. But I'll get to these. Before that, these two cards are representing what are you not aware of, and we have discernment and stripping illusions. Literally, both the cards mean they are, doubling down on this energy that you are very well aware of people's intentions and the mental games that they play or the illusions that they create. So, because this is actually a core part of your true essence, I would say that whatever experiences you may have gone through must have been for you to train this energy, or to recognize how strong this energy is within you, not justifying any traumatic experiences you went through, but that connection does seem to fall here. And even beyond that, what you need to realize is that your heart and your communication chakra, which is your throat chakra, they do, give you a very good awareness about people's intentions, especially your heart, and how you, because the communication chakra is not just about you speaking, but how you, the energies you receive from somebody else. And they may be saying certain words, but you can find out the underlying energy there, what is the true intention there. And this is a core part of you, pile too. It's not something that you have to forcefully keep in action. You are very discerning in energy, as it is, as who you are in your truest essence. So you don't have to have such strong boundaries, which is not letting love in, which is not letting care, nourishment, playfulness in, because what your truest essence is wanting you to draw your attention towards, is the 6 of cups and 2 of cups. Both are cups energy, and there is no cups energy in what you know about yourself. It's rather swords, very cold energy, very brazen is the word, but I think brazen is what people might think you are. I don't perceive that way. I feel like it's because of the hurts you've had in the past, wherein You know what to speak, where to speak, and you are very clear in your words. So people might, see you as brazen, but I don't perceive you that way. I mean, like, I am not getting that energy that you are brazen. You are actually someone who's just trying to get by. And yes, some of it does feel like it's, your survival energy, because your soul is wanting, or your truest essence is wanting you to embrace the energy of Six of Cups and Two of Cups, which is, you know having more love, childlike energy, innocence in your life. Because this could be, I don't feel like this is just romance. I'm receiving a soulmate energy in terms of friendship. And because of what you may have experienced, you may have quite strong boundaries, because of which you're not willing to trust people. You might be putting too much of a focus on your capacity to gauge people. And I'm not saying that it is incorrect, but it is still coming from the past fears, or needing to protect yourself. And that is not incorrect, but the fact is that your self talk might be quite negative, you are very strict with yourself, or that you feel nobody in the world would want to be caring for you. But that's far from the truth. There are, you yourself are seeking it, and when you're seeking it, the universe will make it happen in some way, shape, or form. But you have to open yourself up to receive that love, pile 2. You deserve it, there is no doubt about that. This, it does look like it's somebody it's like a grounded, nurturing energy that you are seeking. That is what your true essence is wanting you to focus on. You are seeking companionship that nurtures, especially the companionship that nurtures. This is not even about recognition, it's more about nurturing, being playful, letting your inner child laugh out loud, have a gala time, and embrace somebody else as well. This could be a group of friends. So open yourself up to the fact that you can trust the universe, because discernment is innately present in you. It is your core essence as well. You know how to strip illusions, you know how to strip through people's layers and make informed choices. So don't fear that you would not, because you may get emotional. You're not letting your heart send or thrive, pile number 2. And your advice is Vesica Pisces, and we even have Let Your Light Shine at the bottom of the deck, which is, show up in the world as who you are, so that when you raise that light into the sky, your light, you let your light shine into the sky. That's a signal that people will see, who actually want to contribute to you as well, right? It's not the only light that people will see who want to manipulate you or take advantage of you, but also it will include people that do want to contribute to you, that do resonate with your true essence. And with Vesica Pisces, it does feel like your heart is caged right now, pile 2. You have to give yourself the permission to open up and expand your heart chakra energy, because I do perceive your truest essence, pile 2, could be a very active, and another active, very powerful heart chakra. You may manifest quite strongly from your heart center, from your heart chakra, from what you truly wish to do in the world, what makes you happy, and how you want to be a contribution to those around you. You have discernment. You don't have to be on the edge with your discernment. You can be at ease and receive love and give love. You deserve it, pal, too. And your higher self wants to tell you that if your inner landscape, if your inner emotional landscape is not flourishing, is not kind, you will not be able to manifest that in your outer life as well, or in your external life. So let your light shine, and we literally have manifestation beneath it. So let your light shine so that it manifests the life you want, the kind of people you want, the connection your true essence is actually seeking. I'm time and again being drawn to the dragon here. So maybe this year is actually very significant. We 6 and 2 does add up to an 8, and this year's number is also 8. We again have 6 with discernment here. So, and again here with Vesica Pisces, and that's 26 again, 8. So, 6 and 8 are very important numbers. Maybe the months of July. Wow. So, between June to August, some significant changes or energies might come up for you, especially emotionally. Maybe these would be opportunities for you to meet the right people, or the right people showing up, and trust that your intuition will guide you to the right people, because you are innately so much full of peace and ease, pile too, that you are not letting that shine or even permeate the lives of people that may deserve to receive it from you, because you're still being, on your toes, in survival mode with your discernment. Use your discernment as a strength, not something that weakens or makes you miserable, pile two. I know that sounds tough, but it is something that's coming through very strongly. And recognize that your discernment is actually a big, big, big gift that people around you receive from you. Now, I'm going to pull one last card as a thought prompt from this deck that I created. Let's see what we have here for pile number two. This could be a thought prompt or a journal prompt or something just to think about, or a question to think about, whatever shows up. Let's see. It's just, I mean, it's just funny that I have the same card that showed up for pile one, which is you did not give up. You are a warrior. You clearly are with the Queen of Swords. There's no doubt about it. But let me just pull one other card for you. Okay. So we have, what would you choose beyond your primary caregiver's belief system? Wow. That has not showed up for any of the readings, I think, or maybe just once or twice. And focus on your upper chakras. Hmm. I think that's a question to just ponder upon. I have nothing to add here, Pile, too, because I do perceive that maybe this distrust and this exhaustion that you have felt is related to your primary caregivers. Maybe you were being a warrior for them, or you experienced, wounding from their side, which was really intense. So if and because you were wanting to care for them, you might have bought into their belief system even more strongly, right? Or we just observe our primary caregivers and we take up a lot of stuff into our subconscious. So what would you choose beyond your primary caregiver's belief system? What will set your heart on fire? What will open you up to so many energies, to the potential of truly receiving love, care, and like I said, this is not about physical safety, it's more about emotional safety. So what will it take for you to receive that, and especially what belief systems are blocking you from receiving it? So pile number two, this is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in future readings. Thank you so much. Hello, pile number three. If you chose the Eight of Points card, this is your reading. It's just funny that this imagery is actually these, I don't know what they would be called, but stick like things, maybe made of clay or they are stones, I wonder. It's literally reminding me of the moonstone I have here. So, quite strong a connection with the moon, very clear. It's quite clear in your reading pile three, because we have three things representing that. So, this could be the pile that has received a lot from, I am getting both scenarios and both being true for this pile, which is one, you are highly psychic, very, 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 very psychic. And also, there's a deep rooted connection with your mother that influences a lot of things in your life. Now, that's just something that was coming quite strongly, so I had to say that. Now let me just explain you the structure of the reading. So these three cards represent what you are aware of in your true essence, about your true essence. The card on the left here is representing what you may see as a weakness but is actually a strength, or could be a strength. And the card on the left here with unity is right, is representing what you may see as a potential or a strength but has loopholes in it. These two cards, which is the deck that inspired this reading, represent what your true essence is drawing your attention towards right now, and the bottom two cards are representing what you are not aware of your about your true essence. And now this one, the last one, is actually representing what is the advice coming through from your highest self about your true essence. So pile number 3, we have these three cards: High Priestess, Eight of Points, and Star. So High Priestess, again, like I said, psychic energy, moon energy. So pile 3, your truest essence, and you know this quite deeply, or maybe some of you actually deny it, but you have seen it. It's like the obvious thing that you may not see about yourself, but you've heard from other people. At least you may not observe the magnanimity or the intensity or the impact you have, and this is the impact you have in terms of healing others, is specifically what I'm receiving here with the cards we have, especially healing people psychically or bringing in psychic awareness to everyone's healing in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it's just your energy pile 3, which is helping you have more, not have more, but create more ease for those around you. And you may not recognize how much you do this. You really help people get out of a rut, that you help them recognize how they are sabotaging themselves or being a hindrance in their own pathway. You may help them recognize that the situation or the issue that they may be seeing at hand is not as big or as problematic as they may see it to be. You bring light, you bring hope to that, really dark phase of anybody's life you touch, I would say. But if it's not anybody, but definitely a lot of people around you, especially people that are close to you, with the star card, I would say that some of you may have your work online and you may be sharing your intuitive gifts. So some of you might be tarot readers or psychics who are online, and your input brings a sense of freedom that cannot be defined, and especially freedom from the mental cage that people create in their own minds. So that's through social media or through the work that you do with people. It is very clear. It's the core essence of who you are. And we have two major arcanas amongst the three cards. So it does tell me that you have a big an impact more than you fathom or imagine on those outside of you, and especially in the world. So now what you see as your weakness, or maybe something you're not good at, but is actually a strength, for that we have age, and we have, it's just that my attention is going towards this word which says poets narcissist. So some of you, I want to break down these two words or look at these two words differently. With the poet energy, some of you could be poets. You really like to write, you enjoy poetry, maybe you enjoy songwriting or music, or just lyrics and words essentially, which are represented in a romantic poetic way. That's one thing that's coming through. And with narcissist and confidence in number 8, what I'm receiving is that you may be hesitant in accepting your own greatness. In fact, you might see that as narcissistic, you might see that as something that is not true for you, but you are quite confident. And with that, I want to use the term quiet confidence as well, which is, not so obvious confident, not so obvious confident energy, or like not in your face type of confidence. You have a quiet confidence about you which people recognize, and you may see that that is not true, or you may feel that people may not look at you as someone who is as confident. That might be a misperception or a misconception you have about yourself, and you may think that you are not as confident, whereas you are. And I do perceive that even when you acknowledge yourself for the littlest of things, you might see yourself as narcissist. Please recognize that you do not have to do that pile number 3, because you do bring clarity, you do bring the gifts that you do bring to the table, and you recognize that they are gifts. It is true. Don't think that it's just made up in your head, or people are just saying because it's whatever. They are genuinely saying it, and you need to be confident about that. And For some of you, this could be about expenses also. Some people might judge, you might judge yourself that you are not spending your money correctly, but I do perceive that you do. And because that's another thing you might be concerning yourself with, that I'm not good with money or something like that. But with this card showing up as a weakness, as something that you consider as a weakness, but it's actually your strength, I do perceive that you know where to put your money, you know where to put your energy also. Even if it's not about money, you are very well versed with it, and it makes sense because you're highly psychic, pile number 3, so you know where to invest your energy. So don't make yourself wrong for it. And with the unity card, which is interesting, as it showed up, is something that you may see as a strength but is a weakness. What I am receiving is that, especially because how much your, even the connection with your mom, which is also home, and we literally have a card that says home here. What I am receiving is that you may feel that there is unity in your family or the people that you consider family, but it might not be as strong as you may think. And I'm not saying that it doesn't feel wrong in the sense that there is, a deceptive energy, but more so like all the individuals in this connection have a very strong individual nature, so there might not be as much unity as you think there is. Like, everyone has such a strong leadership energy that they may not recognize the commonalities as much as you do. That is what I'm receiving with the unity card, because this is representing what you may see as a potential, but there are loopholes in it, right? So the loophole is that you may overestimate the unity as much as, no, as much as you want it to be. It probably is not at that level, and not out of bitterness or anything, but because people within this connection, where, whoever had come to your mind when we were talking about this, may have much more of a difference in opinion and their perspective about life as you may consider. Maybe some of them are not as, open to psychic awareness, or they close themselves off because of maybe fears, experiences, whatever it could be. But it is possible that they might not want to look at the bigger picture as much as you would want to, or they are fixated in their points of view because of the life experiences they've had. So they are very individual in that sense, and may not have as much feeling of unity, or feel that, there are commonalities between all of you as much as you may think. And it sort of ties up here with this card, because we have these two cards. So no, let's go to these two cards first. We have perception and home. So these cards are representing what do you not know about your true essence. And it's that you do seek family, you do seek home energy, community energy, and especially home like energy is what I'm receiving. And I'm also definitely getting the old way of community living. Maybe you are someone who's drawn to the way tribals do live in community, caring for each other, etc. But what I'm trying to say is, what I'm receiving with the perception and home is, you may not recognize how much your home life growing up and even now actually is affecting, or let's just say influencing, your true essence, because it may be clouding your awareness or what you would want. Like, you may be giving more preference to what will keep peace at home rather than what actually brings ease and joy to your energy. Because at the bottom of the deck for this deck, we have honoring your energy, and right beneath that we have teaching and psychic development. Wow, it's just beautiful how this reading is tying up. So you are very good at psychic stuff. Maybe that is what you are teaching, and you're being hesitant about teaching it or not opening up yourself as the teacher you are, or as a star that you actually are into the world, because there are certain perceptions within your home life that is not letting you open up. Some of you, this does feel like eighth house energy, in the sense that there is a connection with a parent figure who may have strong eighth house energy. So or you yourself may have strong eighth house energy, which is Scorpio energy as well. So you may have Scorpio moon, sorry. or rising as well. But anyway, the point is, what you're not aware of as to your true essence is that you may not be giving the due credit as to how much your home life is influencing your perception. And maybe even, you know, you are categorizing things more than you realize in a way which is probably not true for you, because it's getting affected by the perceptions created in your home or family life. And these two cards, representing the Two of Wands and the Moon, they're representing where your true essence is drawing your attention. It says that you have to look at this thing, pile three, for the long term, for your mental health. What is important? That's a strong message coming through. For your mental health, for your mind's health, for your inner world's health, what is important? Do long term planning. Don't make choices on the basis of temporary situations. Make long term choices, or make long term decisions that really eases your inner mind, your subconscious mind. And not just eases it, I feel like that brings out your super psychic power for this pile. That's what I want to say. Because we have the Page of Pentacles, beneath which we have Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles, which tells me that you do know what you really want to do. And your first of all, your perception about this unity thing, that there is a lot of unity, maybe it is not, as I was mentioning, is actually blocking your own freedom and communication. Wow. So you need to communicate, and I feel like you need to communicate more than anybody else. You need to communicate this to yourself and make this clear for yourself, what choices you need to make, and to making choices that are long term and in long term beneficial for your mental health. So maybe it's about moving, or if it's not about moving, it's about creating something, some sort of a regime, a routine, or being very precise and clear and standing up to those choices, or standing firm on those choices, which brings clarity for you in your mind in the long term. And with the Page of Pentacles, what I'm receiving is that it's not just about study. I feel like there is more time that is required from your end to spend in nature. That is also another thing that your true essence is drawing your attention towards. Now, with this card being the message coming through from your higher self for your true essence is, I mean, how beautifully aligned is this? Because we have soul craft with number 10, and I'm receiving this certainly a cycle that is ending for this file. So maybe that is why we have such interesting and significant energies coming through, especially related to home life, growing up, your, for some of you it's your mother as well, your connection with the energy of the mother archetype as well. So with soul craft, your higher self is just reiterating what we've been saying here, and with these two cards too, listen to your soul, listen to what awareness is coming. And I am also receiving that, I was drawn to this sentence in the guidebook about this card, that you, whatever you're receiving in your intuition, in your even waking period of time, because we have the soul craft and it's very yellow, so it's giving me sun energy. So when you're awake during the day, or especially in the early morning hours, whatever you are receiving is potent, important, and true information. And this is like intuitively the downloads that you are getting. So, spending more time in the morning to receive information from your guides, from source, from even nature is going to be very helpful for you. Pile number three, we have exactly the card that had showed up for pile number two, which is let your light shine. It makes sense, doesn't it? Because you are being asked to focus on your freedom, what brings freedom, especially freedom of the mind, for you to choose what you want, to make mistakes at your own pace, to learn at your own pace, to create security at your own pace, to be the leader that you truly meant to be, and not seeking unity because it's just a familiar environment, but creating unity because there are energies that are focused on a similar outcome, or are wanting kindness, or especially with the pink color, I'm getting like higher heart chakra energy, who are operating from a higher heart chakra energy and not from fear. With the let your shine card also at the bottom of the deck and divine animals, healing is here again. Number 5 is very, very, very significant here. So 5 could be a life path number. The month of May could be important. We have healing beneath divine animals. So I do perceive that, with the let your light shine, stand in your power, listen to your soul's voice, take actions around it, even if it takes a longer time for this clarity or the fruits of this labor to show up. Stand upon it, be firm, look forward to what changes it brings. And with the let your light shine, it's just let your light shine, let your healing powers shine. And as I was saying, the teaching thing is coming up. Don't be afraid of being a teacher. And with divine animals and healing, it's just reiterating that your higher self does want you to spend time outside with the animals. Because some of you, I do feel like you're very connected with animals because there's a strong earth energy or connection with earth here. So now from this deck, I am going to pull one last card as a thought prompt or a journal prompt or something just to, ponder upon. So let's see what shows up for you, pile 3. Some cards are flipped over. Okay. Energy work healing. So, and frequency music. And we have this card at the bottom of the deck, which for me is like being at ease with your light self and your shadow self, alchemizing and using both your energies. And I feel like it's not that you're not doing this. And I don't perceive that you have not done the shadow work. I feel more so that you are not taking advantage of the wisdom you've gained through these experiences, and you're not making it work for yourself. That's what I'm receiving, rather than not going through shadow work, because I do feel like this pile has gone through some sort of shadow work for sure. Energy work or healing. So what I'm receiving with that is, instead, I mean, with frequency music, yes, of course, listen to frequency music, include more healing. But this is more about stepping into your own healing prowess and powers both, as what was what I'm receiving. Like I said, you bring healing through your psychic awareness a lot. So bring that healing for yourself, and also step up and share with the world about your energy work or your healing capacities, pile 3. That's what I'm getting. And of course, anything that comes as a thought prompt or journal prompt, or something to think about in your own mind as well when you look at these words. So pile number 3, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do share, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye.